I hope.
Some video?
Yeah. Can they hear? Is it? How do I make this? I paused it. Will the sound play on there?
I've done a lot of travel since I've been undersecretary, but the best part of that travel is being able to come to a country where we have a great relationship, where there's a great friendship between the people of one country and the people of the United States. That is the case with India. People have welcomed me with open arms. There's a great sympathy between America and India, and particularly now with Prime Minister Modi, there's a real spirit of what can we do together, how can we move forward, and there's great momentum. It's always fun for me to meet journalists. It's always instructive. I think as good as our relationship is between India and the US, journalists here are skeptical, like journalists everywhere. They want to have ideas proven to them. They don't accept things at face value. And I think actually that is one of the things that unites our two countries. I mean, there's a robust free press here. There's a robust arena of free speech. That's something that we want to encourage. And in fact, I like it when journalists are critical of me, when journalists are outspoken. That's exactly the way it should be. I know I shouldn't play favorites, but I think my favorite moment on the trip was visiting the School in the Cloud in South Delhi and seeing these dozen wonderful girls who were learning how to use the internet, learning how to search, who were on a Skype platform with a young American in California. It was just very inspiring, and it shows what we can do when we engage in that very specific, very on-the-ground way. And I think the changes in the lives of those young girls are something that's incalculable. I thought the higher ed dialogue was very fruitful. In some ways, the most important thing is the fact that both sides are eager to move forward, eager to engage. The education exchange between the U.S. and India is something that's not only positive, but something that will be the source of great development. You know, Bill Gates has said that changes in educational technology are a supercharger to change economics, to change agriculture, to change technology itself. And one of the things that we saw in the higher ed dialogue was this spirit of really putting our shoulders together and working on educational change.
Okay, so that's just, we were able to put that together in 24 hours. And as an example of how we're kind of extending our reach from this higher level policy conversation and a visit to two separate platforms that then extend across to the whole country, and are able to hold that for the rest of the time. And I know everyone's excited to start for questions, so I'll just talk about an additional initiative, which I'll let you go on and do the video yourself, but one of the new things we're looking at is digital volunteerism, and MapGive is a new initiative to increase the number of online mapping volunteers, which is something that's very practical to NGOs and people engaged in humanitarian affairs efforts around the world. And I know that we're looking for a lot of regional connectivity in this area, so I would encourage all of you who are out there in the field to check out MapGive and be part of our mapping platform. So with that, I'll turn it back to Osama and get started for questions.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so in the middle of all this, I was just thinking that what is the scenario, and just to give you some of the, because at Digital Empowerment Foundation, 2-3 days back, somebody was saying, I think it was Rajiv Makhni of NDTV, we were having a panel, and he said that last 2-3 years I've been talking to you, every time you sound very pathetically frustrated that nobody is connected or something like that. So just to give you an idea, while we are in the middle of all this social media, 40% of the country is still not connected. If you're not connected, you're not on social media. So even if we are creating a lot of noise, the noise is again top down. It's not bottom up. But of course, there is many level in top down also. And the same situation would be there in Nepal, Afghanistan, and many other places. And but having said that, there is one thing that is really making it vibrant, is that because of social media, we are not going to wait for 5 years to tell you that whether we like the government or not. We can tell you right now. And we can create a noise also, and so much noise that, we don't need a physical noise, but virtual noise, which could be very messy. And so I think that's going to impact on corporates as well as the government very strongly. The third thing is that because of mobile penetration and the smartphone, convergence, this is going to change very rapidly. For example, Trivandrum, traffic police has got their own app only because there is a lot of mobile user. So they are now managing officially. Surat municipality, they have an official app on mobile available to do all kind of activities. Earlier this year, we did a huge training program for the MLAs of UP government with the invitation of Chief Minister to do a social media awareness program with them, that how social media can be used. And many ministries are now hiring people to take care of that. So to come into that discussion mode, I would like to introduce you to Anil Ghimre, Danish from Afghanistan, and Pradeep, and Shantani is there. Is that the right pronunciation? Shanatani, and other people are all here. I would initiate the dialogue, but please be ready with your questions. What is the scenario in Nepal, Anil? Can we have a mic given to them? Because whenever you come here, you become quite speech mode, So it's better to have a mic in the hand, so we will be more interactive. And same with Gitanjali also, you could have some pointers. Vikas, you should have some pointers to share. That will make it more interesting and diverse, because this is what we don't hear in most of the summits and the conferences, bottom of voices. So Anil, I would start with Anil and Nepal. Maybe you can have 2-3 minutes. You can say something what is happening in Nepal, and how do you feel it? What are the challenges? And then we can keep on going one by one and then ask questions.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm Anil Ghimre from Nepal. I work for Cloud Factory as a marketing technologist. My company aims to connect 1 million people with digital jobs in the developing world and raise them as leaders in their communities. So we at Cloud Factory use Facebook app to recruit our workers in Nepal and Kenya, because we believe those who can use Facebook can work on the internet. And as Osama already mentioned, if you want to count the number of internet users, count number of Facebook users. So I think that's true. So I'm not going to talk about what social media, because as Gautam and Jessica already mentioned what social media can do. So I'll quickly recap. I'll quickly share the stories from Nepal, like what's happening in Nepal. So use of social media is growing in Nepal. In last 2-3 years. If we go by the number, like in 2011, we have around 850K, just 850K Facebook users in Nepal. But right now, we have more than 4 million Facebook users and around 3 million Twitter users, which is a good sign. And I think it's good because everything is going social. So I'll quickly recap. We have seen various campaigns in last few years, or let's say this year. We have a Fill the Bucket campaign that went viral, like following the like the Ice Bucket Challenge and the Rice Bucket Challenge worldwide, and we have a Fill the Bucket Challenge in Nepal. Basically, it was a campaign to help flood and landslide victims. So it got viral, and we donated around 2,200 bucket, and like buckets full of like rice and medicines, medical kits, chocolates, and many more. So like we have a someone was come up with idea, and everyone liked that idea. Like, okay, let's do something, because people everywhere talk about like negative things, and most of the people, we have tendency to show the problems to the world. Like even on Twitter, if we got angry, we'll like tweet something blah blah blah. But if we are happy and we are doing something good, like we'll kind of like sit back and like we'll not say much more about the like positive things. But when like-minded people come with some idea, then all of a sudden like all youths and every social media users follow that trend. So we have seen that case with Fill the Bucket, and we have other like TFC Nepal that's aim is to bring a smile on the faces of children. We can also like say crowdfunded campaign, but like it's initiated by the Twitter users in Nepal. It's big community. Like they collect money. They don't take donation from other organizations or anything. There are like 3 million users, and there are around 10,000 followers of that group. So everyone like get together, and then they contribute money, and then they go somewhere in like maybe orphanage or school. Like they will sometimes donate school books, bags, and necessary foods. So we have other campaign last year that was Occupy Balwatar. It was to pressure the government So another one is I'll just like quickly go through all the few campaigns, and then we'll talk more later. So we have other is Story Cycle. Story Cycle is all about digital storytelling and creating a digital footprint. And also there's a Nepal Unites, and for citizen journalism, like many Twitter users are using Twitter and Facebook as a citizen journalism platform as well. Like a few months back, we have a landslides, and that news broke that one guy tweeted live from the that area. Like traditional media covered that very late, because he was live tweeting with photos and everything. Like everyone, every media, every people in the country were just following him on Twitter to what's next, what's the situation, and everything.
So don't tell all the stories.
Yeah,
People will
there are
otherwise.
just a few stories. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.